When you tap Pay Now on your phone, something incredible happens in milliseconds. That's Backend. Today, we're diving into the hidden, ultra-fast technology that literally powers our entire modern digital life. I mean, we spend so much time scrolling through beautiful screens and sleek apps, but have you ever stopped to wonder what is actually making all of those buttons work? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what a backend team is, how they operate, and why the internet as we know it simply wouldn't exist without them. Think about it. Your personal data is verified securely. Money instantly moves between incredibly complex financial institutions, and a receipt pops right into your email. You don't see any of this happening, right? It's all completely behind the scenes. That invisible magic, that crazy high-speed processing, that is exactly what a backend team builds. To really wrap our heads around this, imagine any website or app you use is a restaurant. The front end, which is the code running right there on your phone or in your browser, is the beautiful dining room. It's the tables, the nice lighting, the menu you look at. It's everything you can actually see and click. But the back end? Well, the back end is the invisible engine. It's the blazing fast, chaotic, incredibly busy kitchen behind closed doors. It's where the raw ingredients are stored, where the complex recipes are strictly followed, and where the actual food is prepped before it's finally brought out to your table. So here is how we're going to unpack this today. First, we'll look at core responsibilities. Second, decoding APIs and databases. Third, the backend toolkit. And finally, a day in the life. Let's get into it.
Starting with part 1, core responsibilities, or as we can call it, the kitchen staff.
First up is a massive one, authentication. This is basically the digital bouncer of our restaurant. It checks IDs using things like secure tokens or passwords to make absolutely sure you are exactly who you say you are. When you log into your online bank, sure, the front end asks for your password, but it's the back end that actually takes that password, verifies it, and decides whether or not to actually unlock the door to your private account details. Security is huge here.
Next, we've got business logic. Now, if authentication is the bouncer, business logic is the very strict recipe the kitchen staff has to follow. It's the rulebook the server uses to process requests and figure out what dynamic content to serve up. For example, when you open Amazon, the homepage you see is completely different from the one I see, right? That's business logic in action. The backend is quickly analyzing your past buying habits, comparing them to millions of other items, and building a highly targeted list of suggestions just for you, literally in real time.
Moving to part 2, decoding APIs and databases, the waiters and pantries.
Okay, so a crucial piece of the puzzle is understanding how the dining room and the kitchen actually talk to each other. They use an API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. Just think of the API as our digital waiter. Step 1, the client, your phone, makes a request. That's you ordering from the menu. Step 2, the API takes that order and routes it to the server in the kitchen. Step 3, the server processes the data, aka cooks the food. And finally, step 4, the API waiter comes back and delivers the response, dropping that data right onto your screen. The most common type of API waiter you're going to encounter out there is the REST API. REST stands for Representative State Transfer, but honestly, just think of it as a super flexible contract. It uses incredibly simple commands, like get when you want to retrieve data, or put when you want to update something. A really cool defining feature of REST APIs is that they are stateless. That means the server literally has amnesia. It doesn't remember your previous requests. Every single time the API waiter goes to the kitchen, it brings a fresh brand new order ticket with all the necessary context. This makes the whole system incredibly fast and super easy to scale.
But hang on, where does the server actually keep all this data it's cooking with? In the database. The database is the massive kitchen pantry. Imagine if Facebook tried to build a separate, hard-coded web page for every single user's post. No way, it would be completely impossible. Instead, they use a database to efficiently store all the raw ingredients: the user accounts, the text, the images. When you refresh your feed, the server just races to the database pantry, grabs exactly what it needs, and builds your unique page on the fly.
And this brings us to a really interesting choice developers have to make about how they organize that pantry. On one side, we have SQL, or relational databases. These are highly structured. Think of them like perfectly organized spreadsheets with very strict rows and columns. This is absolutely perfect for complex, rigid things like financial data. On the flip side, we have NoSQL databases. These are way more flexible. They store data as documents. It's honestly a lot like tossing different types of files into a flexible filing cabinet. Both are super powerful, and backend teams just pick the one that best fits what their specific app needs to do. All right, Section 3, the Backend Toolkit, Languages and Tools. So what are the heavy hitters in a backend developer's toolkit? First, they have to pick a programming language to actually write the server code. Some of the most popular choices right now are Python, Node.js, Java, Go, and Ruby. But the language is just the start. They also use tools like Postman to meticulously test those API waiters we talked about. They use Docker to securely package up all their code into neat little containers so it runs reliably literally anywhere. And of course, they rely massively on cloud computing platforms like AWS to actually host their servers and databases like Postgres or Redis on giant data centers all around the globe.
Which brings us to our final section, a day in the life, the human engine.
It's important to remember that it's not just machines. Real humans build this stuff. A typical day might kick off at 9 a.m. with a stand-up meeting. This is where back-end developers sync up with front-end developers and the DevOps teams. Those are the folks keeping the infrastructure running. By 11 a.m., they might be totally heads down, writing some really complex business logic in Python or Java. By 2 p.m., they're probably playing defense, rigorously testing their new API endpoints in Postman and trying to simulate attacks to make sure everything is watertight. And then by 4 p.m., it's time for code reviews with their peers before they safely deploy that fresh code to the live servers. It is a highly collaborative, fast-paced gig. So the next time you tap Pay Now on your phone or quickly refresh your favorite social feed, will you picture that incredibly busy digital kitchen working flawlessly in the background? Backend teams truly are the invisible engines of the internet. Without them quietly and securely managing all that data and logic, none of our favorite apps would even exist. I really hope this explainer made the hidden world of backend development feel just a little bit more approachable. Let us know what you think, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and definitely hit subscribe for more deep dives into the tech that powers our world. Catch you next time.